But this is one of the things that's been on my mind recently is what's happening to people suddenly. This isn't normal. And I'm not going to be sitting here. I don't care what Google says or anybody else says. I'm not going to be sitting here acting like it's normal. My family and I yesterday were just in the background. We're watching. I don't really even watch football like that or care that much anymore like I used to. We're watching the football game, and Bills safety Damar Hamlin gets up from a tackle and collapses. And immediately after I saw this, I was like, this game cannot continue. This is not a normal situation. I've been watching football. I'm 45 now. Been watching football my whole life. Never seen anything remotely like that ever happen. Kind of seen head injuries, but nobody collapses like that from a head injury. Seen paralyzed, scary stuff. Never in my life, I'm sure it's happened before, have I ever seen someone get up from a hit. It was a normal hit, nothing unusual there, and collapse. So I said, we got to stop the game. Players met, the coaches met. They're like, we can't play this game. We don't know what's going on. So hopefully he's okay. I'm going to bring this to the bigger topic, though. I'm not going to ignore this elephant in the room. Tired of it. But I'm on YouTube right now, so we can't address it. And that tells you a lot by itself. Can't address it directly. That's for sure. Recently, this is actually yesterday, Barry Lane, European golf veteran, unlived at 62 after short illness. This is via the New York Post. In all seriousness, what does short illness mean? They chose a term to use for someone passing away. I think it's a fair question to ask why. Why did you use that term? What does it mean? What does short illness mean? What was the illness? New York Post posted that. We're seeing it all over the place. Suddenly this, suddenly that. Uche Nwaneri was a football player, I believe offensive lineman. He had been doing Madden commentary, video games, all that kind of stuff. You'd even seen him with Geeks and Gamers. Just, he was doing his streaming thing. Really liked it. He passed away, rest in peace. Looked like it was a heart problem. Don't know anything out. I'm not making any, just to make sure, I'm not making any allegations. I'm not a doctor. I don't do that. I didn't do any autopsy on these people. I'm just saying they passed away. But there is an elephant in the room that I can talk about. Part of his legacy, you do have to acknowledge it. Uche said, okay, let's get these V mandates and V passports up and running ASAP. We see in children unlived daily from the unV'd selfishness. Pregnant women at risk too. Protect life, mandate the V. Jail anyone who refuses to protect life. I'm not going to judge him, but that is a part of what he said while he was with us. I said I have no idea what happened to Uche, but generally speaking, here's where my concern is. My concern is about the government we've created. I'm doing this live stream about these self-aspirational sleaze bags in DC. And as a collective body, they are all pushing a drug onto people. And they all know there's a concern amongst the people, amongst the public, not everybody, but a significant concern amongst a significant amount of people, so much so that you have to censor it online. And they're acting like a guilty person would. As a collective body, those people we just watched in the House and the Senate, they're even worse. You think those were self-aspirational sleazebags? Wait until you see the Senate. I'm including Trump on this too. Our government, including Trump, knows that citizens are wondering if it's the poison that's playing a role anytime somebody has a short illness, as the New York Post called it, or suddenly something happens. And the government, including Trump, couldn't care less. Why do I say that? Well, if you were a part of pushing a drug to people and people, right or wrong, I will steel man the other argument. Assume that it has nothing to do with what some people call a poison. It's irrelevant. People don't know, so they're asking questions. It's the same thing as what happened in the last general process. People don't know. You can say it was the best and the most secure and the safest, but that's irrelevant if people don't trust it. So if people don't trust it, if we had a government of people that were worth anything, obviously what they would do as a unanimous body, 536 of them, including the POTUS, would say, our mission right now, drop everything, the Ukraine stuff, drop it all. Let's have a debate. Let's show them proof that what we are pushing, what we recommend for them to take, has nothing to do with all this stuff. That's what your mission would be if you were innocent. My whole life, for years, I had no idea how sadistic and evil our own government is. Comments from common citizens on Twitter. Someone said, the one from tonight is going to send the conspiracy theorists all over the edge. It seems like they got him stabilized, but all eyes were on it. So he's calling other people a conspiracy theorist, but he has to comment on it as well. He says, I hate seeing people pass at young ages. And I know this Damar did not pass as of my knowledge now, hopefully not. But just in general, I already did the stuff on the soccer players and all that other stuff. And I know we're not being talked to straight. That's his take, not mine. But I'm not fully there yet. You're not fully there yet. Walter Runner says, I'll bite. No, Walter, you're not biting. This is good discourse. What do you need to... Walter's like, what do you need before we get you fully there, bruh? And fully there doesn't mean to believe something you can't prove. But it sounds like you're afraid to go to the next step. Causes damage. We have an idea why it causes that damage, but we don't know to what extent. Why don't we ever get past that point and into an investigation? I don't know, David. Sounds like you are in agreement. I said the fact that we have a president pushing this drug, a senator, Dick Durbin, said, well, the great Dr. Fauci, I'm paraphrasing, retired, and he was a friend of mine. He was a friend of yours? I don't give a damn if he was a friend of yours or not. What the hell does that have to do with me? Did him being a friend play a role? Was that a conflict of interest in you playing your role as a check and balance of the government to make sure that a monster like Fauci didn't get out of control? And David, they don't even acknowledge this elephant in the room that I have to dance around because I'm on YouTube. In fact, they call me a lunatic for asking the question. I don't make any definitive takes on stuff that I don't know or prove. I ask questions. It's exactly the same playbook as they did fortifying the last process. Here's another citizen who came at me. I'm going to end with this. I questioned Trump. Trump's a part of this too. They said Trump pushed for other forms and treatments. Trump did not mandate the thing. And I said, I never said Trump mandated it. That's not the point. He needs to be vocal now. Citizens aren't sure why people are being unlived or they're unliving. The only reason that these politicians, including POTUS and Trump, aren't bending over backwards to address those concerns is because they're all acting like they're guilty of something. And Trump needs to speak on that. Period. So let me know what you think.